Chapter 14: The Subconscious Mind and Relationships. A marriage is often referred to as a union of two souls. It is also said that true love is found between two soulmates. So, how is it that the union of such divine elements often ends up in heartbreak? Simple: lack of communication. It is a known fact that communication is crucial for any relationship to work. Believe it or not, the same thing applies for the subconscious mind and any relationship you seek to foster or maintain. Just as the lack of communication between the conscious and subconscious mind may cause problems for one particular individual, lack of communication between two distinct individuals may cause problems in their relationship. Finding marital bliss. As mentioned, a marriage is the union of two souls, and the very concept of marriage is based on positive and spiritual fundamentals. The union involves the heart, which is the chalice of love. Love consists of sincerity, compassion, and honesty. Both husband and wife must go wholeheartedly into the marriage with truth, sincerity, and honesty. If a man marries a woman for the wrong reasons, such as for her fortune or to boost his ego, then you can expect the marriage to be one destined to fail. A marriage based on lies and deception, one where true love, honesty, and integrity are absent, can only end in disaster. In the same vein, a woman who marries only for security may soon dread her married life. Her perception of marriage would be completely wrong. Security is not necessarily found in a rich husband or even married life in the first place. Imagine marrying a rich man hoping for a financially secure future, only for his riches to disappear as his company goes bankrupt months after the marriage. What reason would the wife have to stay in the marriage? If the sole purpose of the marriage is gone, what else is left? The idea of security should not be based on finances or material wealth, but rather that of the peace and contentment attained by the union of the two souls in the marriage. The feeling of safety that a wife should feel when in the presence of her husband, and vice versa. It is through mastering the conscious and subconscious mind that will ensure the kind of security that should exist in a blissful marriage. Health and wealth can come to a person regardless of whether he or she is married, attached, or single. Serenity, delight, love, direction, security, and all other emotions that a woman receives do not depend on her husband or boyfriend, but rather from her awareness of the infinite intelligence within her and a correct mindset. Attracting the woman of your dreams. If you have a decent understanding of the lessons prior to this chapter, you would understand how the subconscious mind is so incredibly powerful that it can bring into reality our very thoughts and desires. So, if you desire to meet the woman of your dreams, then pay very close attention to this lesson, for you are about to learn the secrets of attracting the love of your life. Begin by first sitting down in a comfortable chair. Keep your eyes closed. Relax and set your body at ease. Speak to your subconscious mind as you would to any other person. Say to it, "I shall attract the attention of my ideal woman, who will be in absolute harmony with me. Our personalities will unify in perfection. She is someone whose life I will fill with love and happiness. The woman of my dreams will be one who is devoted and true to me. We will be strongly attracted to one another, and I will accept her as my perfect companion." As you meditate and visualize in absolute detail on the qualities that you find attractive in the woman of your dreams, your subconscious mind will form a mental image of your ideal partner, and, ultimately, bring you closer to your ideal partner in perfect order. Attracting the ideal husband. If you are looking to find the ideal husband, then the following affirmation will help your subconscious to attract the man of your dreams into your life. Begin in the same manner as stated before. Sit in a comfortable chair. Keep your eyes closed. Relax and set your body at ease. Speak to your subconscious mind as you would to any other person. Say to it, "I am now seeking to attract a man who is faithful, devoted, truthful, and successful. All these qualities that I seek are being absorbed by my subconscious mind now. As I focus on these qualities, they will blend into me and come to life. Based on my true feelings and belief in my subconscious mind, I will activate the irresistible law of attraction and bring the ideal man towards me. I shall provide him with happiness and support. He loves me, and I love him. There will be mutual respect, passionate love, and freedom. As you embed the message deep into your subconscious mind, feel the power behind the message. Your subconscious mind will begin to manifest that which you desire as you focus on your ideal partner, and, in time, the perfect opportunity will be presented to you, leading you to your ideal partner. Focus on the perfect relationship for the perfect partner that you desire, and you will receive the love and attention that you rightfully deserve. Avoiding mistakes in relationships. I know of a man by the name of Jeffrey Woodard, who once worked as a human resource manager at a reputable corporation. He had been married 3 times, and none of his marriages had ever worked in his favor. He once confided to me, "I had 3 wives, and all of them have been very domineering and assertive. All 3 of them wanted to be in control and insisted on making every single decision there was to make. Why do I attract such women?" I asked him if he knew before his second marriage that his fiancée had a domineering and assertive demeanor. "Of course not," he replied emphatically. "If I had known that she had to control every single aspect of my life, I would not have wanted to be with her in the first place. Same with my 3rd wife." What Jeffrey failed to understand was the fact that his problems did not stem from the women he married. The root of his problems actually lay in his own character. He was what many would consider as an easygoing individual, often relenting to other people's demands. In the office, he would easily give in to requests from his colleagues and subordinates. In married life, he often gave in to the demands of his wife, all 3 of them, because he thought that by doing so he would make them happy. Yet he often did this at the price of his own happiness, and each time he gave in to the demands of his wife, he grew resentful of her. As a result, he was never truly happy with his marriages and ended in divorce. In his heart of hearts, Jeffrey desired for a wife who would support him and respect him, instead of one who was domineering and demanding. One day, he was presented the opportunity to introduce himself to his idea of the perfect woman, but because he had expectations of her becoming the domineering woman he feared, he failed to act on the opportunity. The lesson you should take away from Jeffrey's experiences is that in order for you to seize the opportunities presented to you by your subconscious, you must first break free from the negative conditioning that holds you back from making the right decisions in any relationship. You can do so through prayer, positive affirmations, or subconscious reprogramming. Divorce. Many relationship experts advise against divorce and often advocate reconciliation. But when is divorce more appropriate than methods of reconciliation, such as trial separation or counseling? Is divorce ever an appropriate decision? There is no right or wrong when considering divorce as an option for a relationship. At some point in a relationship, some may second-guess their decision of getting married in the first place, and others may take the whole "till death do us part" vow very seriously. Hollywood actor and celebrity Will Smith has famously been quoted as saying, "Divorce is not an option." The simple truth is that divorce, like any decision in life, is up to every individual. Those who dissolve a marriage through divorce may be more truthful and dignified than those who try to salvage whatever is left of the relationship by living a lie at the cost of their emotional well-being. Some years back, I knew of a woman whose husband was often abusive toward her. She would endure physical assaults nearly every day, and her husband would steal from her to support his gambling habit. He had no job of his own, and even since before their marriage, the unfortunate young woman had been working to support both of them. Yet despite the beatings and abuse, the woman refused to file for divorce, as she was brought up to respect the sanctity of marriage, that it was holy in the eyes of God, and she should not be the one to go against what God had meant for her. I advised her to listen to her heart, for surely God did not mean for marriage to be a life full of abuse. Marriage is the harmonious union of 2 hearts based on truth and devotion, not pain and abuse. The young woman listened to my advice with an open heart and soon realized that the marriage had become something that God never meant for her to be in. She soon filed for divorce and left the man who had never loved her. Years later, I would hear of yet another case. Curiously, this was about a young man whose fears became a self-fulfilling prophecy. He was an insecure man who often doubted his own ability to keep his newly wedded wife happy. He had spent nearly a year courting what he thought was the perfect woman for him, and despite everything going his way, he would often worry that someday everything would go wrong, and it would be his own doing. This insecurity haunted him even after his wedding, and he believed that his wife would not stay with him forever. He feared that, despite the vows they had taken, she would be unfaithful to him and she would leave him for another man. This constant fear of a broken marriage made him paranoid, and he questioned her every move, every decision, every thought. She soon grew tired of his paranoid ways, and even though she tried her best to maintain her demeanor with him, the young man convinced himself that she had grown emotionally distant. Soon after, she had had enough and filed for a divorce. Who should you turn to? Many people make the mistake of seeking advice from friends and relatives whenever they find their marriage on the rocks. This is the worst thing one could ever do in an attempt to salvage their marriage. For example, a husband might tell his friend that his wife does nothing but nag at him, even after a long day at work. What he is doing is in fact degrading and disrespecting his wife in the minds of those he talks to. He may think that he is letting off steam and finding an outlet to voice his frustrations, but all he is doing is enforcing the negativity already ingrained into his subconscious. The biased validation that he might receive from his friends would further empower the negativity, making it harder for him to free himself from it. One common wish that I've heard couples bring up is how they wish their partner could be more like them, and how if both parties shared the same traits and characteristics, there would be no conflicts. This is, of course, an absurd notion. Not everyone is cut from the same cloth, and wishing for anyone to be different than what they truly are is demeaning and disrespectful to them. It makes them feel as though they are not worthy of being their own person. It destroys their self-esteem and pride, and makes them believe that they are the cause of the relationship failing. This is unfair because no one is perfect, and no one should be forced into changing who they are just for the benefit of the other party. While some minor adjustments and compromises may be needed for a relationship to work, a person should not change their entire personality to suit another person's whims. Instead of asking others to change, one should look to oneself. Most failed relationships are the result of mismanaged expectations, lack of understanding, and realization of one's own limitations. People are often quick to blame others when things go wrong, and rarely do they accept responsibility for their own actions. When you constantly seek to blame others for their perceived shortcomings, you are in actuality building up resentment and negativity within your subconscious, which could ultimately lead to a divorce. The secret of Till Death Do Us Part. For those of you keen on upholding your marital vows, especially that of Till Death Do Us Part, you may want to consider the following. The most crucial element in any relationship worth preserving is forgiveness. You need to forgive one another for any trespass that may have occurred in the relationship. It does not matter if it happened in the past, prior to the marriage, during the marriage, or even in the future. If you are unable to forgive your loved one, then it is a problem that you may want to resolve quickly before things get out of hand. A sense of forgiveness can be cultivated through prayer. You can do this every night before going to bed. Pray for patience and the ability to forgive those who hurt you. Send out thoughts of love, peace, and harmony to not only your better half, but also to your family, to your loved ones, and to the rest of the world. Give thanks before every meal for the bounty you receive, for the abundance of food at your table. Be thankful for all you receive, and let your spouse know how much you appreciate them being in your life. Remind one another never to take each other for granted. Doing these small things will ensure that you build a harmonious and peaceful marriage that will last a lifetime. Try this. If you seek to build or strengthen an intimate or romantic relationship, such as that is a marriage, here are several strategies that you may wish to apply. Number 1. Communication. Remember, the key to any successful relationship is communication. Be it expressing your love, appreciation, affection, expectations, or even disappointments, the communication of ideas and thoughts are crucial for any relationship to work. But be careful of what you choose to communicate. Over 2 decades of research done on marriages have revealed that the best, lasting relationships have a specific ratio of 5-to-1 when it comes to the communication of positives and negatives. This means that for every negative communication, such as criticisms or lectures, there are 5 positive communications. Therefore, you should first evaluate your current positive to negative ratio to see if it is lacking compared to the ideal ratio. Then consider making the weekly goal of increasing your positive communications. This could be done by simply increasing the number of times you show affection to your partner. You can do so through verbal means by saying, emailing, or even texting the words, "I love you" more often. You could express yourself physically through intimacy. But one of the best methods of expressing affection is small, spontaneous acts such as a kiss or a hug. A family expert claims that a spontaneous kiss during a household chore does wonders for any husband and wife relationship. Number 2. Setting aside time. One of the more challenging strategies, especially for the modern working couple, is setting aside time for each other. In order to communicate, you must first make the effort to find time for your partner. Even if you set aside time to sit and enjoy each other's company in silence, watching television, or snuggling up by the fire, any effort to spend time with your partner goes a long way. You can set aside time through creative time management. Try carpooling, reshuffling work hours, or hiring a babysitter for the kids so you can schedule some time together with your partner once or twice every week. Make dedicating time to your partner a ritual that you both enjoy. Take some time on Thursday or Friday evenings for a nice dinner date, or Sunday mornings for a walk about town after breakfast. The point here is simply to indulge in one another's company through a shared experience, one where you may be free to communicate with each other. Number 3. Play the supporting role. This may seem obvious enough at first glance, but many couples these days who get swept up in the rigors of modern everyday life end up forgetting this fundamental strategy to making a relationship thrive. Even if you have set aside time for your loved one and made constant effort to communicate with them, it may not be enough if you do not play a supporting role to their hopes and dreams. Remember, being in a relationship with someone means to share every aspect of that person's life and to support them in whatever they do or hope to do. A marriage is a union of two souls, and in this union, a singular life is often formed, where every experience, every direction, every challenge, every responsibility should be undertaken together. On top of spending time together, try to engage your partner once every week by doing at least one thing that supports their roles. This could be their role at home as a parent or at work as a manager, a chef, or whatever their occupation may be. Or aspirations, ascending up the corporate ladder, traveling the world, etc. The key to this strategy is to honor and respect your partner by giving them the support that they need every now and then, be it at home or at the office.